In this lecture, we will discuss about irrational numbers, and they are also called surds. Irrational numbers are of two types. First is either they are represented in the decimal form or they are represented in this form which is called radical. Radical sign when we use, it means that the number is having a rational power. So decimal representation is of the type non-repeating, non-terminating decimal, which is something like this. And the radical power means the numbers of the type root 2, cube root of 5 or minus 3 by 2 root 7. So these all type of numbers, they come in the category of irrational numbers. We will see that what are the types of irrational numbers, what are the types of surds, and how can we combine them. So first of all, the types of irrational numbers we have seen decimal or in this radical form. In this radical form also there is a variety. Like they are named as like irrational numbers, and unlike irrational numbers. First we will discuss like rational numbers. Like rational numbers means whenever the irrational factor is same. For example, root 2 and 3 root 2 minus 5 root 2, 5 upon 7 root 2. So what we are observing, this part, this is same. It means that in any number, irrational number, if this irrational factor, because there are two factors in that, rational and irrational. In this case, rational number is unity. In this case, rational number attached is 3. In this case, it is minus 5. Here it is 5 by 7. But what is common in all these is root 2. This is something like in algebra when we study about the like terms. 2a minus 3a, 4a. So here we see the variable part same. This is something same like this. When the irrational factor is same, they will come under the category of like irrational numbers. Then second type is unlike. Unlike irrational numbers means when their irrational factor is different. For example, root 2, root 3, minus root 7 or 5 root 17. So this irrational factor is not same. That is why they are called unlike irrational numbers. Now we can add or subtract these like irrational numbers. This is something like the like terms in algebra. If the expressions are given 2a, 3b, 5a, minus 7b, and you want to add these all expressions, then what will happen? This 2a and 5a will be added. 3b and minus 7b will be combined. Similar way we will be adding or subtracting these like irrational numbers. So, for example, if it is something like this, add 5 root 2 and 6 root 2. They can be added because they are like irrational numbers, since this irrational factor is same. So this directly also we can say 5 plus 6 is 11. So this will be 11 root 2, or if you want to apply the distributive property, we'll take out root 2 common and then 5 plus 6, so that will be 11 root 2. So like irrational numbers can be added in the same way. If the question is 7 root 3 minus 2 root 3, you have to concentrate on this part, that is the irrational factor, then only we can subtract. So 7 minus 2 is 5. So this is the way we can add or subtract these like irrational numbers. But for example, if it is given in this way, 3 root 2 minus 2 root 3. Since these are unlike irrational numbers, we cannot subtract them. Irrational factor is different, so we cannot do anything. This is something like if you get A minus B. Since these are unlike terms, so they cannot be added unless you just take the values of this A and B. Similarly here, it is possible to find out the values if we substitute the values of root 2 and root 3 in the decimal expansion. That is different thing. But altogether, if I say to add it up, you cannot, because these are unlike irrational numbers. So we can combine, means we can add or subtract like irrational numbers. Now these irrational numbers are also named as surds. Surd means when any number is written in this form, where A is the base or also called the radicand, N is called the index or the order. This sign is radical sign. When we are discussing this, it means you will get the numbers of the type cube root of 2, fifth root of 7, something like this. So these numbers, when the irrational factor is having only unity with it, or maybe minus 1, then we can classify these surds as pure surd, and in this case this will be called mixed surd. So surds are also of two types. First is pure surd and second is mixed surd. There's a difference between these two. They're looking like same, but this 3 is inside this radical sign. Sometimes children commit a mistake like that they misunderstand this is out. This is here out, but here this 3 is inside this sign, means this is third root of 2 and this is 3 root 2. So there's a difference. This is a pure surd and this is a mixed surd. In this case, this irrational number, its rational factor is other than unity. That is why this is called mixed surd. So surds are of two types, pure and mixed. But sometimes the pure surds, which are looking like pure, are actually mixed surds. How? This is under root of 12. We can say its rational factor is 1, so it will come in the category of pure surd. But this further can be simplified. Actually, the factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. We are not taking this, but we are taking this. Why? Because the order of this surd is 2 and we have here the square that matches with that. So this 12 we will rewrite as 4 into 3, not 6 into 2. There is a reason. Since we have done one law, that is under root of AB is under root of A into under root of B, or in general nth root of AB is nth root of A into nth root of B. Most of the time we will be using this law because we have to simplify this. Now this, when we break it, it will become root 4 into root 3. Now this we will rewrite either or directly. For the small numbers you can bring it out. So under root of 4 is 2. So ultimately this root 12 is 2 root 3. So this root 12 was looking as a pure surd, but actually it's a mixed surd. So like this, there are some numbers which are written inside the radical sign, but ultimately we can further simplify it and we will see the one which is looking as pure is actually a mixed surd. So we have seen that surds are of two types, pure surds and mixed surds. But as we have seen, pure surd, sometimes they look like pure, but they are not pure. In previous example, I told you this root 12, which is 2 root 3. So it was looking like pure, but actually it's a mixed surd. So now we will take some examples and we will see these pure surds. We can change them into mixed surds. So let's take for the first example. When we take a pure surd, the steps for changing it into mixed are, the radicand is to be changed into its prime factors. So let's take the first question, that is under root of 250. The minute we get this, the radicand is 250, which we will factorize it. That will be with 5. We will see the last digit and we will use the divisibility test, and accordingly we will find out. So this is, now these are the factors of 250. If all together we write, it is like this. But what is the order of this surd? 2. So we will not write the factors like this because our need is not 3. Our need is 2. So how will we rewrite it? 2 into 5 square into 5. Purposely I am breaking this in this way because here we have to use one rule. That rule is nth root of any number a, real number, positive, and to the power n will basically be a, that number. So same rule we will apply over here. We will break it in this way because this will come out. Now here it is something like under root of ABC, which further you can break it as under root of A into under root of B into under root of C. Because this law we have done for 2 numbers, it can be applied for 3 numbers also. So this will be rewritten. Now how will you rewrite it? You will rewrite it as under root of 2 into under root of 5 square into under root of 5. So this will give us 5 because square root of 5 square, this square and to the power 1 upon 2 will be cancelled. Power to the power is multiplied and 1 upon 2 and 2 are reciprocal of each other. So this will be under root of 2 into 5 into under root of 5. So these two are under the same radical sign. Okay? And directly also if somebody wants to do this, directly this 5 will come out and 2 into 5 will be left out. But for big numbers, you can break it also and you will rewrite it as these two will be combined under the same radical sign. So this is 5 under root of 10. So what we have observed, this pure surd root 250 is actually 5 root 10. Means what we have seen, pure into mixed we have changed. Let's take the second example. It is cube root of 32. Earlier the radical sign nothing was written, it means it was a square root. Now 3 is under this radical sign. So this is cube root of 32. Process is same. We will find out the factors of 32. It will go by 2, 16, 8, 4, 2 and 1. What is the index or the order of this surd? 3. It means that these 3 2's we will combine and these 2 we will leave because of our need. Otherwise, this directly one can write this as 2 to the power of 5. But we have to break it. And that why we have to break? Because of this. So you have to match this and the power of these prime factors. So instead of writing it in the way 2 to the power of 5, we will write it as 2 cube into 2 square. Because of our need, this 3 and this 3 should match. So we will rewrite it, this 32 as 2 cube into 2 square. Now again we will break it with the law, separate it like this. So this 2 will come out. Same index means same order and same power. So this is 2 and into cube root of 4. So what we have observed, this cube root of 32 is actually 2 into cube root of 4. So like this, the pure surds can be changed into mix. So let's take the third example. That is 5th root of 256. Process is same. We'll find the prime factors of 256. This will go 16 times 8. Now out of these all prime factors, we will check the order first. Accordingly, we will rewrite it. So how many we want? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These 5 we will write together under the radical sign. That is 2 to the power of 5 multiplied by the left out 2's. That is 2 cube. Now we will use the rule of separating these, and this will become 2 because same root, same power. This 2 into fifth root of 2 cube is 8. So what we have observed, this pure surd is changed into mixed surd. Now in the fourth example, here what you have seen all are same prime factors. Let's see in the fourth example, it is cube root of 2592 and process is same. So we will change this number into this pure surd into mixed surd. The number is cube root of 2592. Find the factors of 2592. 2, 6, 4, 8, 3, 24, 62, 81. Now it will go by 3 times. 27, 9. Now see the prime factors and arrange them according to the order. So 3 2's together, 2 2's are left out, 3 3's together and 1 3 separate. Purposely we have done this so that we can balance it with this order. Now break it. 2 cube, 3 cube and 3 cube, and this 2 square and 3 we can combine. 2 square is 4, 4 3's are 12. So ultimately this 2 is come out from the radical sign, this 3 is come out because same power, same order, then cube root of 12. So 12 will come inside the radical sign. 6 is come out, which is other than unity. That is why this whole is a mixed surd. So we have changed this pure into mixed. What is the difference here? Some 2's and some 3's, not the same prime factors. Okay, that is why we have rewritten it in such a way so that this cube and cube root, cube and cube root. So according to this, you can change the pure surd into mixed surd. Now let's take 2 examples. How can we change mixed surds into pure surds? That is 5 root 2. 5 is outside the radical sign. When we want to make this mixed into pure, means everything should be inside the radical sign. So this 5 we have to bring it inside the radical sign. You just think how this would have come out of the radical sign. So you have to check the order. Same order as a power you have to give to this number and bring it inside the radical sign, and that number actually is to be multiplied with the present radicand. So this will go with 2 into the number what you are bringing inside should be multiplied, and 5 power will be decided by this order. So this will become 2 into 5 square is 25, that is under root of 50. If you check it, the factors of 50 are 2 and 5 square. So that's same thing, 2 and 5 square. It means that what we have done is correct. So the only thing is you have to just keep this number inside the radical sign, check the order. Let's see the next example. It will be more clear to you. This 3 is outside. We have to bring it inside the radical sign and check the order. The order is 3. It means this 3 will go inside with this 2 with the sign of multiplication, and this order will decide the power of this number. So ultimately this is 2 into 27, that is cube root of 54. Means what we have done, the rational number which is outside the radical sign, we have brought it inside, and order and this power should be same. Order and this power should be same. That will give us the pure surd. So what we have done, we have changed this mixed surd into pure surd. This will help us when we will solve or simplify the irrational numbers, because some irrational numbers will be given in the form of pure surds and they have to be simplified. So this concept we will be using in simplifying the irrational numbers.